Bunda bugün legendaların bäri jogu. Ýa-da Floyd Mayweather. Ýa-da Crawford'dur.
Hey, listen up. Hello. Oh, that's because you good. Oh, okay. Oh, that's because I'm African. You should be able to do that.
Getting in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, Terence is not going to see anything that he hasn't seen before. No, he hasn't seen this beast on fight night, but he's seen versions of this beast for very.
In a massive turn of events, Floyd Mayweather has joined Terence Crawford's training camp ahead of his huge clash with Canelo Alvarez. The news spread quickly in the boxing world and had everyone talking. When you bring an undefeated legend into the same corner as one of today's pound-for-pound kings, it instantly creates a lot of excitement. Fans know that if anyone understands how to beat Canelo, it is Mayweather.
Your first initial reaction when you saw that news?
I actually didn't see it. Somebody showed me, and I was just like, so what that mean? He's not me.
Yeah.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities, and you know we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me. You know, and I'm not him.
And Floyd has already shown it in the ring. Back in 2013, he was the one who made Canelo look ordinary, even saying that fight was one of his easiest wins. That performance is still remembered today as one of the few times Canelo was completely shut down. By joining Crawford now, Floyd is doing more than just supporting him. He is showing that Crawford has the tools, the skills, and the confidence to bring the same kind of dominance into his own fight with Canelo. With Mayweather guiding him in camp, Crawford could be walking into the biggest fight of his career with an edge that very few fighters ever get.
Canelo was so easy. Yeah. We call him Calusi. You seen the punches coming. Throw the hook, Canelo. Wait the hook, Canelo. Here it is. Like, who you gonna hit with that? Like, who? Like that?
Stephen A. Smith wasted no time picking his side, locking in on Crawford as the man who can pull it off against Canelo. He points to Crawford's speed, his ability to move around the ring, and that slick style that can rack up points on the scorecards. With Mayweather now in the mix, it almost feels like Stephen A.'s prediction got an extra boost of credibility.
You got a love for boxing.
Yes, love boxing.
Who gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up, the biggest
Crawford.
fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
But of course, it's not all one-way traffic. There's a lingering concern about size and power, something that's hard to ignore when it comes to Canelo. Even though Crawford has bulked up, he isn't naturally as big, and that could play a huge role if the fight turns into a physical battle.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud.
Right.
It's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's gonna go in there just as big as...
At the same time, Canelo's discipline and preparation can't be brushed aside. He's been at this weight class for years, and you don't see him show up anything less than sharp. Still, when you put Crawford's versatility, his ability to switch stances, and now Floyd guiding him in camp, a lot of experts feel that balance tips slightly toward Crawford.
Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always ready.
Always prepared.
He's always ready. He's always
that.
prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's faster.
And then came Andre Ward, who made it clear where he stands. Even with the big weight jump, he still leaned toward Crawford. For him, it's not just about the size or the power, it's about mindset. Ward looks at Crawford as someone whose will hasn't been broken, a fighter who always finds a way to figure things out no matter who stands across from him. Ward also stressed that this isn't about disrespecting Canelo. He respects what Canelo has done in the sport, but when it comes to Crawford, he hasn't seen anyone truly solve that puzzle. That confidence in Crawford's adaptability is what makes Ward's prediction stand out, especially with Floyd now in his camp, adding even more layers to his preparation.
What would happen if Canelo fought Terence Crawford?
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
Roy Jones Jr. took a more layered approach to this matchup. In his eyes, the fight really comes down to options. He believes Canelo has one clear path to victory, but Crawford has several. That versatility, combined with his hunger, is what tilts things in Crawford's favor for Roy.
If Canelo fights the absolute correct fight that he can fight, the only correct fight that he can fight, he does have a chance, and I think he could be victorious. If he doesn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it, Terence Crawford has 6 ways he can win it. And my money will go on the man who has 6 ways to win it over the man who has 1 way of winning it.
He also brushed off the weight concerns. Having bulked up properly, Crawford reminds Roy of his own jump to heavyweight. If you can handle the bigger guys in training, you can handle them under the lights. To him, that makes the size difference less of a factor than most people think.
I don't think Terence dealing with much of anything because Terence did like I did as a heavyweight. He bulked up to the weight. He been dealing with super middles and light heavyweights in training. If you can deal with them in training, you can deal with them in the fight. So the weight should not even be an issue.
Roy then leaned into Crawford's legacy. He highlighted how rare it is to see a fighter become undisputed in 3 divisions, and the possibility of a 4th if he beats Canelo. In Roy's view, that puts Crawford on a historic path that people might not fully appreciate until later.
Do you think Terence is that one fighter where he could accomplish what a lot of people are thinking is not doable? Is he that one fighter who's just wired and has that different DNA?
He is, and not only to mention is he the guy that can, he's already done it. How many 2 or 3 division undisputed champions have we ever had besides Usyk is a 2 division undisputed champ? This dude is a 3 division undisputed champ already, and if he wins this, he'll be a 4 division undisputed champ. We may never see that again. See, people don't like to celebrate the reality when it's happening. They'll wait till the person dead and they talk about it. This man is the only 3 division undisputed champion that boxing has ever had. And we're asking, are we wondering, can he step up to a task? Really? Do you know who we're talking about?
When it came time for Crawford to speak, he kept things grounded but confident. He explained that this camp isn't really different from the others. For him, it's always about putting in the full effort, making sure nothing is overlooked. Even with the spotlight brighter and the stakes higher, his mindset is steady.
How are we feeling? We're 2 weeks away from the fight.
Feeling great.
Yeah? What's going on? Is this any different? Is the intensity any different than the other camps?
No, man, it's always work. Like I said before, each camp we put in 110%. We don't leave no stones unturned. So, I can't say that this camp is any different than any other camp that I've been working at.
He admitted this is one of his toughest challenges, but he sees every big name he's faced as a challenge. From Spence to Postal, each fight had its own weight. What's different now is that at this division, he doesn't need to cut down or hold back in the gym. He can focus on getting stronger and sharper for Canelo.
Do you see this as the biggest challenge of your career, in your opinion?
Yeah, you can say that, but they all big challenges. When you get on this level, it's about who won it the most at the end of the day. When you look at Spence, that was my biggest challenge. When you look at Postal, that was my biggest challenge. When you look at Majmal, that was one of my big challenges because I was moving up in weight and, given the circumstances that, his background, amateur background, and things like that, Gamboa was my biggest. They all big challenges in their own right.
Have you put on a lot of weight or muscle? Like, how is it in that department? Because I know a lot of people have said, like, hey, you're fighting a big guy, 168, who's used to fighting guys that are bigger than him. It might be smart to put on a little bit more, like, mass.
It comes natural with working out.
Yeah.
You know, like I said before, the only thing about this camp different than any other camp is I don't got to cut muscle. I don't got to, watch what I do.
Crawford also brushed aside talk about Canelo's last performance. He doesn't buy into the idea of one bad fight defining a fighter. Instead, he's preparing for the best version of Canelo. What stood out, though, was how much respect he showed for Canelo's preparation. The way Crawford sees it, if Canelo is bringing in that many high-level sparring partners, it means he's being taken seriously.
Keeping an eye on.
Well, that's not a fight that I really, look into because Canelo is a great fighter, and one bad performance don't define a fighter. Given the circumstances of his previous fights, and we looking forward to Canelo being the best Canelo that he can be. Skull might not have made him get to that point where he felt any danger or any significance where he had to go to that deeper level in training or take the fight as serious as he's taking this fight. So, I don't know.
And while plenty of people are doubting him because of the size difference, Crawford seems unfazed. He said he's been the underdog his whole life, and that's nothing new. He's comfortable in that role, and you can tell from the way he carries himself that he's ready to embrace it once again on fight night.
Terence, when's the last time you've been an underdog?
I don't know.
All
my life.
All your life?
I've been an underdog all my life. So I feel good. I feel comfortable. I'm comfortable. I'm confident. And this is no unfamiliar place for me.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
How's that matchup look to you?
I think it's a good matchup. It's a fight that we all been wanting to see. Bud has the skills. He got the discipline, IQ to win. But Canelo has all that with the size. So I think it's a good fight. I'm happy that Bud got the fight. My dad was the one that told him that he should take the fight. Bud came out and said that my dad was the one that told him to fight Canelo a long time ago.
Really?
So yeah.
Like in a private conversation,
he
just recommended
he told him,
that.
like, man, the fight for you is Canelo. And
really?
and Bud looked at my dad like yeah, but
now it's here.
Yeah, no, it's here now. So I think it's a good fight for boxing.
Is your dad picking Bud to win that fight?
Of course, yeah. And I'm picking Bud too. But will it be?
But make no mistake, Canelo isn't just another opponent. He's a 4-division world champion with explosive power, granite chin, and years of experience against the best. Beating him takes more than skill. It takes strategy, composure, and a near-perfect game plan, which is exactly why Mayweather's presence in camp is so huge. Abel Sanchez brought a very different angle to the table. He sees the fight through the lens of power and timing. In his view, Crawford might start off fast, landing those sharp combinations in the early rounds. But as the fight wears on, Canelo's size and strength could allow him to slow things down and find his rhythm. Sanchez doesn't expect Canelo to score a highlight reel knockout like the one he delivered against Amir Khan, but he does believe Canelo will eventually land enough to make things difficult for Crawford. Over 12 rounds, that steady pressure could add up, especially against someone not used to carrying that kind of weight against a naturally bigger opponent.
Just, I think, showed us that Crawford doesn't have that one-punch knockout, first of all. He's going to have to put punches together. And he can put punches together 147, 140, and they're going to be quick punches. With Canelo, they're going to be a little bit slower. So Canelo's going to be able to see him. Maybe not, like I said, the first 3 or 4 rounds, he will be quicker. But after that, he's going to be able to see and be able to time him and not necessarily hit him with a shot that he hit Khan with, let's just say, but he's going to be able to touch him. And once he touches him, it's a 12-round fight. Man. It's a 12-round fight where Canelo can just tee off on him at will and not be afraid really of getting hurt.
Then came the words of another boxing icon, Manny Pacquiao. Whenever he gives his thoughts, the boxing world leans in. Pacquiao pointed out one challenge Crawford can't ignore: the move to a heavier weight class. In his view, that shift might actually work in Canelo's favor, giving him an advantage Crawford has never had to deal with before. But Pacquiao didn't just stop at pointing out the weight factor. He hinted that there is a particular area in Crawford's game that could decide how things play out. He kept it vague, not handing over a full game plan, but his words suggested that Crawford has some sharpening to do if he wants to truly compete. And while he gave a little more advice, Pacquiao chose to keep things short. He didn't spell everything out, leaving the rest unsaid. That choice left fans buzzing, wondering what exactly those adjustments might be and how they would look once the bell rings and Crawford steps into the ring against Canelo.
Canelo Crawford coming up September. What do you think about that fight?
Canelo Crawford. Good fight. Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength, because it's hard to go up in high weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve the power.
With Floyd Mayweather stepping into Crawford's camp, the excitement around this fight has gone through the roof. His presence alone adds a whole new layer to the drama, and fans can't stop talking about it. Let us know in the comments below what you make of Floyd's move and this upcoming showdown with Canelo and Terence.